Hey y'all, welcome back to Tina Smooth TV. I hope y'all can see me good. I try to stand it up on something to try to make it sit higher. But anyway, how's everybody doing today? I wanted to talk about today. I'm just looking at my notes. I want to talk about the curses that comes with being disobedient towards God. And I was prompted to talk about this subject because last night I was reading King James. Uh, King James. What verse was it? I'm so sorry. But it was about sodomy. I read Kings about First Kings. I'm sorry, it's about King James. First Kings about sodomy, and it was about him getting the wisdom of his daddy, which was David. And his daddy lived till he was like 70 years old. And God blessed him with wisdom and riches and made him a king. So Samuel was blessed with the same thing, because when God bless you, he bless your offsprings, your next generation, and your generation after that. But with Samuel, with Sodomy, I'm sorry, his name's Sodomy. I'm so sorry. With Sodomy, um, he got older and he got older. God told him not to mess with certain women from certain places, and not to deal with certain people from certain places, and also for them not to deal with him. But he didn't listen. He went ahead and dealt with those women and married those women. He had so many wives, and he had pallbearers, and he had I guess little side pieces, as you call them, as we call them. And he ended up turning away from God. He ended up worshiping the gods that his wives were worshiping. He even built temples for them in the back of his house for them to worship their gods, even though God told him not to do this. But God is still good, because God did not curse him while he was living. God let him know that somebody that's working for him would take his place. And this person was Josiah. Josiah was one of the strongest men in the Bible. He had a strong heart. He had a strong, dominating spirit. So God chose him to take over Sodom and kingdom. And when Sodom found this out, he tried to kill Josiah, but Josiah was able to flee. But God told Solomon that he wouldn't curse him. He was going to let him live and have everything that he has. But when he died, his son is not going to get it. His son's going to get only a portion of what he have. The other stuff is going to go to Josiah because of his disobedience. But even through all disobedience, God is still merciful, because God could have killed him then or tore him down then. But God decided not to do it. But you still have to think about the fact that when you be disobedient to God, you also curse your offspring. So whatever you do, it don't just affect you. It affects you, your kids, kids. So I just want people to keep that in mind when they're being disobedient towards God. Just know you're not just hurting yourself, you're also hurting your offsprings. Because God say, if you save your household is also saved. Which to me that means, like, if you get right with God, he will cause your household to get right with God. Your offsprings will be right with God because of you being right with God. You breaking generation curses in your life will also break generational curses in your kids' life. So to me, that's important. That was an important passage, because it's like Solomon had everything he could ever want. Like, he had some gold that you don't even make no more. Like, he had all the horses, all the carrots, everything he wanted. He had wisdom, he had knowledge. God blessed him with all this stuff, and he still ended up turning his back on God. And he died at 60. His daddy, which is David, everybody know David from David and Goliath. It took David 15 years to be king, but he got anointed as a teenager. When he got into it with Goliath, he was anointed to be king as a teenager. So, but it took him 15 years to get to where he was at. Which that's a message too, to let everybody know nothing happens overnight. It's gonna take time to get to where God wants you to be, but you gotta have patience and you gotta be obedient. Because the more we be disobedient, the longer it's gonna take. Because we're gonna have to keep starting over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So, and you gotta be careful, because if you stay out your calling for too long, God will give your calling to somebody else. And I don't want my calling to go to nobody else. I want to keep my calling to me. I want to answer my calling. So I'm just here to tell everybody, like, try your best to be obedient to God. I know the adversary is out there. He throws so many temptations in our face and so many obstacles at us, but pray, constantly pray. Like 2 days ago, I just made me a prayer closet in my room. So I go in there and I talk to God and I pray, because I know if I don't do that every day, I'm bound to fail. And I encourage everybody that doesn't have a secret room or a special place that they go to for prayer, I pray that you would, and get you a special room to go to where you can talk to God. And also, I want to let y'all know I now have a life coach. So I'm working with a life coach so I can get certified, so I can start. I love what I do, so I can start making money for what I love, which is a great thing. And they're gonna showing me how to market my business and how to book sessions and how much to charge for sessions and stuff like that. So hopefully I get some more subscribers, which I know I will. And hopefully I can get people to start booking sessions. And from what I have learned from my coach is that you don't need a certification to be a life coach, but it's something good to have. It's like put a nail in the coffin, so to speak. So that's why I got a life coach, and she's teaching me a lot. Like, I'm learning a lot from her. And my main audience is going to be single people that's love being single, that don't mind dying single, like myself. Like, I'm single, I like being single, and I don't mind dying single. So that's what it's going to be mainly for. So I encourage everybody just to be obedient to God. Answer the call on your life to God, and not the call on your life from the devil. Don't be like Solomon. Get everything God promised you, and God just asked you. Solomon, Adam and Eve, like, it's so many people in the Bible that got everything God promised them and still turned their back on God in the end. When God just told them not to do certain things, and those certain things, they still did those certain things. But thank God now we have the blood of Jesus Christ and grace and mercy for forgiveness. But we don't want to have to keep asking for forgiveness for the same thing. We don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again to ask God to forgive us for the same thing. Like, I ain't saying a new sin is better, but at least you are evolving and you're not committing the same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? You might commit a new mistake, which is understandable, but to keep repeating the same mistake, we got to grow up and we got to do better. We can't keep repeating the same mistakes. We got to grow up and we got to get better. I hope everybody's having a great day today. It's a pretty day outside, sunny day, and it's also All-Star Weekend. I know this is off the subject, but if you're like me and you ain't trying to be out there spending no money, stay home, baby. Don't nobody care about no All-Star Weekend. All-Star Weekend is for the rich. All-Star Weekend is for the people that don't have bills. All-Star Weekend is for the people that don't have any debt to pay off. All-Star Weekend is not for people that got other responsibilities and they're spending their money on All-Star Weekend. All-Star Weekend is not for people to be irresponsible. If you know you need your money, stay home. Stay home. It will always be another All-Star Weekend. Stay home. Save your coins for a rainy day. And this Corona is not gone yet. I don't know why people don't understand that. Corona is not gone yet. Corona is still out there. So, if you have to go out, go out. But if you don't have to go out, stay home. The devil is so busy out there. Like, every day, every weekend, every day is something new with the devil. Some new happening, some new crime, some new evil thing is happening every day with the devil. So, be careful where you go and be careful where you hang and pay attention to your surroundings if you do go out. So let's not be like Solomon. Let's not get everything our heart desired from God and then turn our back on God. Let's not be like Solomon. Let's be more like his dad. Let's be like David. Be faithful to the end like David. Because in the end, it just really tripped me out how when I got to the end of the passage, it was like, and you can read it in First King. I thought I wrote the chapter down, but I didn't, which is sad. That's my fault. Because I sure thought I wrote the chapter down on here. I sure thought I did. No, I didn't. But we all make mistakes because I totally made one. I thought I wrote the chapter down. But it's First King. And it talks about Solomon and David. And how David became king. And how God promised him that he would bless his offsprings. And God did bless his offspring. And he also told Solomon, I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to destroy you while you're alive. Because I made a promise to your dad, which is David. So that goes to show you, no matter what you do, God going to keep his promises to you. But you got to think about your offsprings. You got to think about the people that's coming behind you. Because even though what he was doing was wrong, God did not take his blessing back from him. He kept his blessing. He kept his blessing. But God told him his offspring would suffer. All that stuff he got, it all could have went to his offspring, but it didn't. His offspring only got a portion because of his disobedience. But his offspring would have got all of it if he would have been obedient to God. And his dad lived 10 years extra than he did. He died at 60 and his dad died at 70. His dad lived the whole 10 year extra. He got a 10-year extra milestone over his son just for being obedient. So let's be more like David and less like Solomon. This is Tina Smoot TV checking in with you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. God bless you. Keep going strong. To my single family, be happy, be whole, love yourself. Know that it's okay to be single. It's okay to die single. Just know that. It's okay to be single and it's okay to die single. Y'all have a great day.